What's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy C-Dub, aka Whit, coming at you guys with part number 2 of the digging deeper into Zwift Power. And hopefully you guys saw the first video, which is right there. Check that video out. There's also a playlist of Zwift videos, of Zwift Power videos to be exact. Please go check that playlist out. And if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do so. So we're going to get into the second part of digging deeper into Zwift Power. And what we're going to cover today is the league and series standings. We're going to talk about how Zwift Power identifies what grade you're in. And then we're going to talk about the filtered and unfiltered results from your racing. So sit back, relax, and enjoy more from your boy, C-Dub, aka Whit. Peace. All right, road runners, so let's get right into part 1, which is going to be league and series standings on Zwift Power and understanding what those are. But hold on. All right, that should be better. All right, so as you guys see on the screen, you see here I have the Zwift Power up as usual. And what I want you to look at again is at the top part, the dark gray area. What we're going to look at is 2 tabs specifically, which is first is going to be leagues, and then we're going to look at series. So let's just click on leagues to get this thing started. So as you see right here, I've clicked on leagues, and the current league going on right now is Tour for All 2020 races. And we may just use that for the sake of the video. But again, as I mentioned in the very first Zwift video, and maybe even the second Zwift video that I've done, Zwift Power video that I've done, I talk about there's a plethora of leagues as well as series going down in Zwift that are talked about and are, I guess you could say, policed, intended to, and held, archived in Zwift Power. So just scrolling down through here, so you see Tour for All 2020, you see Zwift Classics, you see Zwift Classics for women. So again, the leagues are going to be men and women specific per the league organizer. But again, you see DBR, you see Dutch Diesel, Cycling Point Series, and then scrolling down, again, there's a plethora of different ones here. I would probably say there's 40 different leagues going on in here. I did not count, so don't mark me for that. But one of the leagues that I do like, and I actually raced this week, is the O-Crit series. So you see these right here. You have the O-Crit because, you know, crit Whit, you know. But anyway, so I like the O-Crit series. Of course, it's got some climbing in them. And I'm trying to embrace this climbing, but it is what it is. But moving down even further, the one that I really have taken a liking to is the Zwift Handicap Racing, and that is the ZHR. So what you see right here is ZHR, right here, these 4 different categories. So they have ZHR Clydesdale and Athena League. They have the ZHR Masters Spring League. They have the ZHR Masters Weekender Spring League, as well as the Up and Down Grimpier's Spring League. But the one specifically that I really like of ZHR is their Clydesdale and Athena League. And that league specifically is set for people, the league is set for those that are in your weight class versus your wattage per kilo category. So I really like the ZHR Clydesdale and Athena League because I'm able to race against people that weigh the same amount as I do, or at least in the category, which is 100+ kilos. So we're going to go back up to the top, and what we're going to look at today, just to kind of go into the series standings or league standings, is look at the Tour for All race. I don't think I've done none of the races, but I've actually done the group rides that take place for Tour for All 2020. So what we're going to look at here is this is broken up into, I believe, the different categories as well as which route you chose to do. So you see here at the top, so again, we have the Tour for All up. We got it shows you the different events. So we can click events that are going to be going on. And so right now it's loading. So what you see here is the date that it went down, Saturday, May 23rd. So that's the next event. And then it shows you the time that they're going to happen. So if I click date and time, what it's going to do is it's going to put them in chronological order, starting at 0110, going all the way through. And this is again starting on May 4th. And again, the list goes on and on. You see there's 324 entries. So it's going to let you know of every single race going on. But to click that again, to bring it to more current, the next event going down is going to be on Saturday, the 23rd of May. And that's going to be different things going on all day long. And the way that you register for these, of course, if you have the Zwift Companion app, you can go on the Zwift Companion app and you can look through the events, and you can actually register for said events in the Zwift Companion app. But going back to the actual overlay and the standings within here, so you see right now, this is just showing grade A. So we're going to click all, and so we have all selected on the first half, meaning that it's going to be men and women, or you can look at specifically women, as well as the different categories. Instead of having A through D selected, I just click all so I can see everybody. So what this is showing right now in the lower portions here is it shows overall who is in first place, the standings of this league. So for Tour for All 2020, you have Chris Gamez of IDF. He's done three events. He has his overall time, and it shows his history that he's pulled in a second place, and he did an A race and got first. But so overall, he is currently in first. At first place for B is Shane Stent, so forth and so on, for the different categories. Then you see who's in second, in A, B, C, D. You see who's in third, so forth and so on. So again, this is how you can go through the different leagues and see what the standings are. So if you did, let's go back and let's say you did the Zwift Handicap Racing, which is the ZHR, and let's just look at the Clydesdale and Athena League. And Clydesdale are the men according to their category or weight category, and Athena is women according to their weight category. So right here, all you see that they're pulling, I believe these are all women. They're only holding women rankings here, or standings here. I don't think they have any of the men. So if I go to Clydesdale 100 plus and click that, and a lot of this stuff at the top in this area right here is really, really light gray. Don't think you can't click it. You can click it. So go ahead and click. So I'm going to click Clydesdale 100 plus kilo, and it says no matching records found. So I'm assuming that they're not really holding a league standing for the Clydesdale men, but what they are holding is for the women, as you can see here. See, all the Clydesdales, there's nothing for the Clydesdales, but for the Athena 70 plus and for the Athena 77 plus, there are standings there. So for the Athena 70 plus, you have Jessica, you have Plum, and then you have Davina that are first, second, and third. And then for the Athena 77 plus, you have Kelly Pave, Sam VJ, and then you have Rob Miller. So again, I don't know how that's working. Maybe they need to shift some stuff around because some of those names are not women. But you get what I'm saying. So this is how you're able to utilize Zwift Power to go in and see what your league standings are. Now let's quickly move over to your series standings. So again, the top line at the top, the dark gray or black line, we're going to click on series. And again, as you see here, there's a plethora of different series that are held within Zwift that is also archived in Zwift Power. So then you come here, you can find the specific series that you're operating in. And so let's just pick one and let's roll with it. So let's pick nights. That kind of sounds cool. So let's pick nights. We're going to click that, and it says there Monday at 01:15. So I'm going to assume that that's when the next night's series event is going to be held. But we're going to click nights as that comes up, and it says right here. So again, tomorrow, TBR, Knights of Suburbia. It shows you what category is, which I think this is C. I think yellow is C. It shows you that it's a time limit of 45 minutes. It's on the course TikTok, which is a pretty good course. A lot of that is going to be flat. And then it shows you that it's unlocked. The jersey, you can unlock a jersey, and that it's also going to allows joint people to join this ride late. Excuse me. So these are the different things that the information that Zwift Power also lets you know concerning this particular series. So let's go ahead and click TBR Knights of Suburbia. So again, At the top, it's showing you all the information, TBR Nights of Suburbia, what time and when it's going down, the course, the duration, all its great information. No TT bikes. It also says here, right here, that Zwift Power category overrides wattage per kilo. And then usually you'll see this note inside of here because, again, Zwift Power is kind of like the USAC of Zwift, if you don't mind me saying. So again, this is a series event. So you see here all, and then you have D, but everybody is D in this event. So if you look here, these are all the people, I believe these are all the people right now that have signed up for this series. These are the people that have currently signed up for it. So you got Wade, you got Andy, we got Brian, you got Carrie, and then of course you got the Toddster. So all these people have signed up. What this means over here to the left is that the category is D for this specific series, but yet the person is legitimately a C grade racer. So Andy is a A+ grade racer, and then you get down to something like what you see here next to Carrie Cole. Carrie Cole, this purple D, lets it be known that she's a woman, that it's a woman racer, and that she's also a D grade. So she is racing the D series category, but yet her actual grade for racing is D grade. And then you see here for M. Aria, she's a C grade, and she's also a woman. So that's what the purple identifies, is that the rider is a woman. Again, over to the right side over here, this shows you what team these people are on. As you see here, a lot of people are on TBR Racing. You see somebody here with GCCR. And again, to get more information about those teams, you just click these little links and it'll take you to their team profile page. But we're not talking about that today. So again, everything over here to the far right just gives you their 20-minute power. It shows you their wattage, and their 15-second power and their 15-second wattage. So that's pretty much what you get from looking at the different season standings. It just shows you everybody that signed up, and it shows you what's going on and gives you the timeline of what's going down right there. So now that we've talked about the league and season standings, what I'm going to do now is I have been talking to a Zwift Power professional. We have been going back and dialoguing, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just turn the camera over to him. He's going to take you guys through a very detailed explanation of how Zwift Power identifies which grade you should be in, when you should upgrade, so forth and so on. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Sprocket.
Well, thank you, Mr. Whit, for that shout out. My name is Mr. Sprocket, and I want to share with you all how I've been working with Zwift Power for a mighty long time. I think that's maybe 3 months is a mighty long time, don't you think? So what I've realized is how Zwift Power picks your grade category. So what I want to share with you today, ladies and gentlemen, roadies, Zwifters, cyclists, competitors, I want to share with you today how Zwift Power chooses which grade you should be in and how that whole process works out. So again, thank you for the applause. Thank you, Mr. Whit, and it was a pleasure talking with you. So I just want to get right into it right now. So right now I have my whiteboard behind me, and I hope you all can see that. And we're going to talk about 6 points, as you see on my notebook, because, I need help doing this. But I think I got the answer for you roadies out there. All right, so the first part is choosing your category or grade in Zwift. Now, that's something that you're going to have to do, ladies and gentlemen. What you got to do is maybe do an FPT test, or an FTP test. Those, acronyms get me sometimes. But you got to do an FTP test, and then you have to go to Zwift and pick your category according to your watts per, Mr. Whit, what is it?
Watts per kilo.
Gotta pick your grade according to the watts per kilogram, and then go for it from there. But most of the work and the science is going on in Zwift Power. So let's get right into it. So first you got to choose your grade and or your category, which there are 4 of them. So looking right here, you'll see that there is a category A, there's a category B, there's a category C, and then there's a category D. Most people, just the normal, riders, maybe people like myself that thinking about getting a bike, you're going to enter in category D. And so from there, you see here how it breaks down the different watts per kilograms for you there. All right, and it says there that they utilize your 95% of 20-minute power and your 5-minute power to help identify which category you belong in. So what's going to happen is you're going to start in D grade or whatever, and you're going to move up through the ranks. Don't you all want to move up in the ranks? I believe so if you're here today. So we're going to go to the next part, and you're going to see in your Zwift Power profile. So hopefully, if you're watching this video, you have a Zwift Power profile. And so what you have here is Mr. Whit's profile showing that he's a level 21, and then you go down to the minimum category area as you see right in this area. So what you will do is you will click the info box. Yes, the info box, and that's going to pull up 3 different little segments showing your 95% of 20-minute power. So looking specifically at Mr. Critwitt's information, we see there he has 342 watts at 3.36, another 342 at 3.36, and then we have another at 333 at 3.3 watts. So what Zwift Power does is from all of the races that you've done within roughly 90 days may be in, Zwift Power will also show where you're almost ready for the next category as you upgrade or level up, whatever you want to call it. Excuse me, hair is getting in my mouth. All right. So that's the second part. So you have your info showing your 3 top 95% of 20-minute power. So please take note of that within your Zwift Power profile, clicking next to minimum category. So hopefully that will help you out there. Now we go on to the next section, section number 5. And so what you have to realize is that Zwift Power will identify your races. So what you see here now is my races. And my races, these are the races that I have specifically clicked on the wattage tab in the race area to put them in a numerical order according to the highest wattage that I have expended down to the lowest. So if you look at the top 3, you will see here that I have on 10 May, the 3R TikTok race. You will see on 22 April, the USA Cycling race. And then on 13 May, the DBR Sprint Hooligan race. And those are the 3 races that I have, the 3.36, 3.36, and the 3.29, and or the 3.3 that you see Zwift Power is taking in account for Crit Whit's 95% of his 25-minute or 20-minute power. So you see here I have a dry erase board behind me, and so I am a mathematician. I have studied this for a very long time in my office, and so I was able to figure this out through some hard work. So let's get right into that math really quickly. So again, looking at those 3 races, I had, my board is falling. What's going on here? So I had 3.36 on one race. Then I had 3.36 on the second race. Then I had 3.3 on the third race. Now, again, Zwift Power focuses, yes, on your 95% of 20-minute and your 5-minute power, but I think, and down in my shenanigans, I feel like they put more weight on your 95% of 20-minute. So this is what these numbers represent. And so this is what these numbers we're going to go by, because this is what makes the most sense to me. All right. So if you take all of these and get an average, let's pull out the handy dandy. Let's pull out the handy dandy phone right here, and let's get right into it. So if we put this math together, you have 3.36 plus 3.36 plus 3.3, that equals 10.32. Now, of course, simple averages, we're going to do 10.32 divided by 3. So divided by 3 gives me 3.44. That's what we want to use there. So 3.44 or 3.4. All right. So what that does now, if you look at Zwift Power, you see there that times, now how do you get the wattage that they also are showing you in that profile area? Easy, 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 easy. I'm going to show you. Mr. Critwit's weight in kilograms is roughly 102. So times 102, times 102, times 102. That gives you the wattage that Mr. Critwit does at those specific 95% of 20-minute power. So at the bottom part, you see there's an average down at the bottom of 3.4, and then they have a wattage for Mr. Critwit. And that 3.4 times 102 is, ladies and gentlemen, class, you want to tell me? 3.4 times 102 is 350. 350 watts. So this right here being Mr. Critwit's average is what they use to identify that Mr. Critwit is a B racer. As these numbers fluctuate and move around, they will put you at almost the next category. So hopefully that answers your question.
Alrighty, Road Runners. So hopefully you guys loved the explanation and the meeting of Mr. Sprocket. And so we're back, and we're going to go into the third portion of this video, is looking at the filtered and unfiltered results within Zwift Power. And from my research, I'm going to kind of preface it now, is due to the race that I'm going to show you, it's been a while, it's not going to legitimately show you in the lineup of how I finished, but it's going to show you in a different section how they filtered out the people that have the watts per kilo DQ or the upgrade DQ. So I'm going to show you that, and then what you have to do from there, I'll talk you through it as we look at the screen right here. So let's get right into it. So as you see, again, we are in my profile, and so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on what I want to look at. I want to look at my race information. So let's go down here. We're going to click in this section right here. We're going to click races. So pull up all my races down below. And so what I want to look at specifically is, let's look at the Pace Heads Figure 8 race, which the distance was 29.8 kilometers, excuse me, and the elevation was 234 meters. So let's go ahead and click that right here. And this race again took place on March the 29th. So we click that, and then so it pulls up the race. And so again, in the previous video, I explained to you all the information pretty much on this page. So you'll see all that. You'll see the overlay of the race. You see the distance, what's allowed, what's not allowed, so forth and so on. So what we're going to scroll down to now, I believe I was a C grade in this race. So if we scroll down to the bottom, you'll see the overall standings. Of course, all the fast guys are going to be A grades, but we're going to go ahead and click C. So you see here there was 8 riders that were that pulled results in this race. So if you look here, you can see the time of everybody. So you see again, Dog, he got 45:16 in this race, and then the slowest guy was 52:43. So that's a difference of 7 minutes and 26 seconds. All right, I did this race, as you see, but you don't see my name in the results because I got the WKG. So how did I place in this race? On race day, if you click filtered, it will show you in the position that you would have been. But because it's been a while, again, March 29th, they have now kind of reshuffled everything. So what I want to show you, because if I click filtered right here, it's not pulling up anything. It says results are generated every 30 minutes for up to 6 hours after the event begins. So it's been well past that. So how do I find out how I did? All right, so let's go back to my profile. So scroll up to the top, click profile, and then we're going to go down, back down to the races. So let's click races. So let's click here. So you see the race right here, the pace hit, figure 8. One way of finding out how you did was you can look at your time. So let's click that. And sorry, now we have everybody up. So let's click filtered. So we don't have any category picked. We don't have anything there. So now I've clicked filtered, as you see here at the top. Not results, but filtered. There you see me at the bottom of UPG for upgrade. You see my name, Crit Whit. My time for that race, as I highlighted right there, was 52:23. So that's the ending time that I got in that race. But as you saw in the results, my name wasn't there. So let's go back to the results. Again, I got 52:23. Let's look at C grade, and you have to look at here how I did. So 52:23 in this race, in C grade race, I would have gotten like 8th if I was here in that race there. D grade, you see the times here. If I was D, I can't remember. I think I was a C grade at that time when they caused me to upgrade. But you see there, if I was in D grade, I would have gotten 1st with 52. If I was in C, I would have gotten like 8th with my time of 52:23. But that's how you can find out how you did in a race when they don't put your name in the ultimate results, is by clicking filtered and looking at that. And what it'll do is it will show you your time depending on the duration after the race, or if you do it immediately after the race, or it will show you where you lined up with everybody else, even if there was other people that had been filtered out of the race. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so hopefully you appreciated this second part of digging deeper into Zwift Power. Again, the first part looking at leagues and the series and how that's all broken down. The second part with Mr. Sprocket really breaking down, understanding how Zwift Power puts you in your grade for races, so forth and so on. And then lastly, again, being able to see the filtered and unfiltered results that you may encounter and or receive. Again, thank you for clicking this video. If you like it, please hit the thumbs up button. If you like meeting Mr. Sprocket, hit that thumbs up button. Again, please comment. You know I'll get back with you. On to the next one with your boy, C-Dup, aka Crit Whit. Peace.